Hi Internet. Today is the day 2 of the second stage service. Everything was clean, dry, so we're gonna start with the assembly and it will follow with the adjustment. I'm using the tubular loop for lubricate the sails and the threads, so I'm gonna be using this. Very important thing to put just a little bit on O-rings and all the threads, so a lot of grease will actually attract the sand and the silt and it will make it all messy. So I'm using just a little bit to make it shiny. And yeah, so we're gonna start with the adjustment knob, so it's nice and clean. So using this Teflon O-ring. With a little bit of lubricant here. So yeah, this is and how much I put, so you don't really see that. Okay. Also put a little bit of thread. And we're going to put it aside. Next is the assembly of the piston, the spring and balance chamber. So we have to put, you see those grooves there? We're going to put 2 small Teflon O-rings on there. A little bit of the lubricant in the groove. Put it on an O-ring. I'm sorry again about the heater noise. It's just so cold outside. Okay, the one goes on, and the second one. Okay, 2 O-rings there. So put the spring on the shoulders here. Okay. Then it's the balance chamber. So it's supposed to move freely. Okay. So here we're gonna put the low pressure seat. Like this. So all brand new. Put it aside. So then we taking the air barrel and adjustment orifice and this O-ring put the O-ring on it. Okay. And a little bit on the thread. Five millimeter hex Allen key, push it in. Make sure it's clean. So we push it in and do like about 3 full turns. That should bring us to the approximate range where we'll be adjusting it. So push it in, do 3 turns on the thread, so it's there. Now the next step is to actually put this O-ring here. And that's this one. So you don't really see any grease on it, right? So that's what we want to see. Okay, so then we take the piston, and the low pressure seat should face the adjustment orifice that sits here, so it goes this way, right? We put it this way, and here's the demand lever, so it's going. We want to make sure that the holes for the holding pin is on top of the barrel, and this is how we put the demand lever on. That's it. It sits there. So now it holds in place the piston. Okay. So next step is to take our adjustment knob, and we're gonna push it until it reaches the thread, and we start rotating it, and as soon as it will push it enough inside, you will see the demand lever will pop up and become untensioned. So yeah, when the knob is turned in, so you can see that there's a tension starts begin on demand lever. So now we have to screw the knob until I can see the that hole where the pin is going. I don't know if you will be able to see that. Yeah, you can see the blue material here. See? That hole needs to be all the way open so we can insert the pin. Just gonna lubricate it a little. Alright. So pin going in. So we position the pin in the center, and just back it up so it will not go anywhere. So okay, so and this is our demand lever. So this is completes our assembly of the air barrel. So it looks okay. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put our Venturi assembly. So before we put the O-ring, lubricate it again. That's it. So as soon as this is done, we need to put it back to the regulator body. Alright. So if you notice, there's like a plastic seats here. This and this. This is where the metal ends of the demand lever will be resting. So we want to make sure it's inserted this way. And we push it all the way until this sits on those plastic recess. Okay. Not sure if you can see that. So, all right. So the next step is to screw the heat sink nut. Just gonna lubricate this thread a little. Before we do that, we want to make sure we install the remaining O-ring there. Okay. All right. I'm not pushing it, just guiding it. Make sure it's all flat around this area. There's a ring there, so we put on that. Okay. Just a little bit of tension, nothing crazy. So yeah. This is our regulator. Doesn't look like I forgot anything, so I just have to put back our diaphragm. Make sure it seats all the way around. Okay. Cover. So our exhaust valve cover will go next. So there's two tabs there. They go here inside first, like this. And I'll just push it in. Done. This is the second stage regulator assembled. I'm not gonna put the mouse piece yet, because when we'll be adjusting, I'll be using some tools that will be going on this piece, on the mouse piece here. Okay, I'll see you in adjustment stage. So this is the stage for adjusting the second stage. There's so many tools on my desk, but really not all of this will be required. Well, we can use all of this, and I will show you how to. But in reality, you can only end up being using just a Allen key for your adjustment right here. But of course, it's nice to have inline pressure adjustment tool. What it does, it's actually screwed into the regulator, and you can see at the end it has the 5mm hex. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. So basically, the tool is able to get into the regulator, get engaged with the adjustment orifice, and we can do the adjustment while we applying the pressure. So the hose from the first stage goes here. I'm applying pressure from my Scuba tank, and I'm starting the adjusting the orifice position in line. So this is called inline adjustment tool. You can also monitor the intermediate pressure on this gauge. I'm not really using it in kind of an awkward upside down position. So what I do, here's my tank. So I have an inline pressure adjustment gauge in my inflator hose here. So I can see if it's actually producing the specified pressure by the deep 6, and it's supposed to be 135 psi plus minus 5 psi. This is acceptable pressure range on the first stage, and that's what we want to see. All right. So if you remember, when I was disconnecting the hose, I took the O-ring from here. I didn't forget it. I put the new one, lubricated, so you can see it's in there now. Yep. So you're gonna screw it in. Right, and basically want to put this in a fully open position, which is 2 years old. I'm sure it is. So this is fully open position, and as soon as it's fully open, we can start adjusting. I'm gonna pressurize it slowly, and you can hear the hiss. So now, while it's hissing, means it's open. So we're gonna rotate the orifice until it stops. But you notice when I was rotating the orifice, I was pressing down the demand lever. So this is to avoid the damage on the low pressure stage. So now we're gonna back up and see if we're gonna see hissing a little bit. And here, just a little bit. No hiss. So this is probably where we want to be in and then this regulator. That's the beauty of the inline adjustment tool. So you don't have to disassemble anything. You just slowly rotate it back and forth to see where this borderline is, hissing, no hissing noise. As soon as you don't have it, so you're golden. But while you're rotating, just don't forget to depressing the purge button, okay? So now I move it back, so it disengaged with the adjustment orifice, and we're just gonna make sure that we depressurize it. The system is depressurized. So I'm gonna disconnect the hose from here, and here we go. So that was one way of doing it. When we made it all of adjustments, so we also can use what's called their magnehelic gauge. So magnehelic gauge is basically measuring the pressure differential, and it's in inches of water. So inches of water. So when the regulator is in full open position, the specification for the dip 6 is actually around 1 to 1.1 inches of water, but when it's fully closed, it's supposed to be 1.9 to 2.2 inches of water. So that's what we're gonna verify. Well, before we're gonna do this, I'm gonna show you how you can also do the adjustment using just the X range. So put it here. We just want to also make sure there's no rattling noise inside, so which is good. So we're pressurizing it. See that hissing noise? Well, you also want to breathe with the regulator and move the diaphragm back and forth, and it might start hissing again, like it's doing it now. Okay, it's doing it now. We're gonna depressurize it. Take the hose off and do the slight adjustment. So say if you don't have an inline adjustment tool, it's like purging like crazy, so you disconnect it, you put your hex and move it, maybe quarter turn, put the hose back, pressurize, see if it's hissing, and doing as many times as it's required until it stops. And when it stops, then you do slight adjustments like this, back and forth to see you want to be on that edge, right? So pressurizing. So no hissing. I'm gonna breathe. You want to breathe maybe 10-15 times. Also checking effort. Then you need to start moving this back and forth and see if it's going to change, start actually leaking. And it doesn't. We can consider this regulator is adjusted. So well, let's just verify if it's actually up to spec using the magnehelic. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Just going to depressurize the system. So closing my tank. So now we're going to put this mouthpiece on the regulator, and we'll be breathing through it, and when the diaphragm will move, that time when it's actually moved, start pressing the lever, we want to see what would be the reading on the magnehelic. Okay. All right. So this is how it looks. So I'm going to pressurize the system. Okay. So I'm going to start breathing and I'm going to start looking on the numbers. I would say it's around 1 when I actually start feeling the air moving into my mouth. Let's just close it all the way and see what's gonna be. It's supposed to be around 2. Yeah, so it's 192, 2.0, 2.1, 1.94. So yeah, so this is properly adjusted. Here we go, guys. So let's take it off. Depressurize it. Disconnect. And we're gonna put the mouthpiece back. I want you to notice. Actually, I'm gonna show you that. So it says stop. So this goes up. Okay. So basically, the design of the most of the second stages are similar. So you might see slight variation. You might not be able to get like the easy access to everything like I did, like just unscrewing. You might need like specific tools. Or say you might have a cover that have like a couple holes and you need a special tool to use it. Don't let that stop you. Make that tool yourself. I think I have something like this to show. Well, for example, this is the tool I made for the aqualung. Has a 2 basically nails. Put it in to the holes and unscrew it. So that's what I did. Like you can be creative and do stuff like this, right? So you don't have to buy expensive tools and things like that. I just enjoying it, and I have the tools like this, and it makes life easier. So, and you saw that I made the adjustment without using this. I just put it to verify, and it was the right spot in. So this was enough, right? So I'm gonna use the strap. Usually I'm using the knife to make sure there's no sharp edges left. Deep guard, highly recommended for cold water diving. Alright, Deep 6 regulator, serviced, is assembled, clean, and adjusted. Pressurizing it again, making sure there's no hiss, opening it. Good to go. Well, thank you for watching. Please like it or dislike it or hate it or love it. Follow. If I'll have enough likes and interest, I'll do the first stage and maybe another scuba gears or maybe something else. So yeah, thank you for watching and enjoy your diving. Be safe. Thank you.